Hi everyone, my name is Max, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about the threats that antibiotics in livestock bring to both humans as well as the animals that they are given to. So first off, how many people here like to enjoy eating at Chipotle? Okay, well, a little while ago, there were cases of E. coli found in several Chipotle locations across the country. Now, you might be wondering as to how E. coli is brought upon in the chicken and steak at such a popular restaurant like Chipotle. They claim that their meat is antibiotic-free. However, Chris Arnold, Chipotle's director of public relations, stated that under our protocol, if an animal is sick and needs to be treated with antibiotics, then they are given antibiotics. With that being said, I personally don't trust to eat meat that comes from a source that may use antibiotics and then that might make me sick. Most of the time when we take a bite out of food we are eating, we don't think that it's going to make us sick or even kill us. And this is kind of why antibiotics is not really viewed as a problem in several places around the world. The purpose of this speech is to spread the awareness of the effects that antibiotics have on humans when they are used in livestock. According to the Center for Disease Control in the United States, 2 million people are affected by antibiotic resistance every year. And on top of that, there are roughly 23,000 deaths that result from this. This disaster is only increasing as well. Now, I've only been to a couple farms in my life, but when I think about what a farm looks like, I picture a large area of land with cows, pigs, chickens, horses, and so on. And I picture these animals separated from each other with a lot of place to roam around and live comfortably. But, however, like these factory farms, as you can see, a lot of farms do is they keep the animals in large areas but really close together. And they're always usually touching each other. And this is how antibiotic resistance in the animals are spread to one another. After the antibiotics are given to these animals and after the antibiotic resistance is built up and spread between the animals, the antibiotic resistance could begin to build up in the humans that consume it. The problem of the use of antibiotics is only increasing, and we need to become more aware of the situation at hand. In the United States, the amount of antibiotics used in livestock or used on humans is only 30%. And with that being said, 70% of these drugs are sold to the farmers for their animals. And clearly the antibiotics being used for these animals is way too high. In order for the number of antibiotics to decrease, we must, one, be aware of the threats that they can bring towards humans, and then two, try and find alternatives in treating these animals without using these drugs. In order for us to diminish the use of these drugs on livestock, we must find alternatives that help in treating disease as well as helping in the growth production. Some alternatives for helping to work for disease prevention are giving animals vaccines, immune modulators, as well as improving the living conditions of the animals. Some alternatives that might be used to improve the growth production are probiotics and then also in-feed enzymes. Altogether, animals that are raised more naturally instead of drug-dependent tend to be healthier and less resistant to antibiotics. So clearly, antibiotics in livestock have shown not only be a problem in the world, but is also an increasing problem. Looking at the number of people that have been affected by antibiotic resistance and knowing that it's only getting worse, we can see that in 50 years, just picture what the numbers will be like then. The treatment for a situation like this in the future will be a lot more difficult than it would be today, so we need to act now. I had the chance to go visit my friend Jack, who works at a cattle farm over the summer in Wisconsin. He was able to show me the animals, the land in which they live, and even some of the practices that they do there. All during that time, I was able to see how much he loved working there and how much he loved raising those animals with care. I wish that in all farms, people would treat the animals in a natural way and stray away from using antibiotics. However, I am unable to make a difference myself. Our first step in pushing for a decrease in the use of antibiotics is to change for our viewpoint in the situation. We must look at antibiotics as a drug and stop looking at it as a tool to help these animals. They should only be used when it is necessary. In 2012, the meat consumption of Americans was roughly 52.2 billion pounds. Personally, meat products are a big part of the food that I eat, and by decreasing the use of antibiotics given to these animals, allows us to consume meat more safely. Overall, we have to act now by spreading the awareness of the possible effects antibiotics in animals have on us. One way I challenge you all to act is by following the Twitter account Save Antibiotics. So at Save Antibiotics on Twitter. And by doing this, you can stay up to date with the situation at hand. Thank you.